people think, oh, these kids are so burned out, they're just lazy. It's like, no, they're working 40 hours a week, but at the end of the month, they have nothing to show for it. So if you're not making any progress and you look back 5 years and go, damn, I made $300,000 in the last 5 years, or I made $400,000 in the last 5 years, and I have nothing. If anything, I have $25,000 in debt. That's going to create burnout because you feel like you just put in 5 years of work and have nothing to show for it. And we still have people blaming them that, well, the reason you're broke is because of the coffee. It's like, no, it's the 25% inflation that we've faced that just destroyed people's spending power. It's the 30% increase in rent prices where people are spending 40% of their money on rent. You're still being taxed 20, 25, 30%. People just don't have any money. People aren't having kids. They're not being able to start families. People are struggling financially, fighting financially. Relationships are suffering. This is all decline in living standards. You realize millennials with degrees are living with roommates into their 30s, not having kids? How do you have a Thanksgiving in a 900 square foot apartment? How do you have a dog and go play in the backyard and make memories with your kids?
Give me $50.
I ain't got it.
You can't afford to give me $50.
Get your ass out my goddamn coke.
Right in the heart with a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on man. Don't wipe their feet when they enter the lab. I feel a cold stare.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. What happened to your Gucci bootstraps is my question. And it's messed up. I gotta say it that way, but like when people are talking about millennials and Gen Z are facing burnout, and I saw things that girl online was talking about. She didn't take a shower in 3 weeks because she was burnt out. It's like, listen, we gotta be honest about some things. Some of y'all did not listen. Y'all did what y'all wanted to do when you were younger, and people warned you about the consequences when you become adults. And you didn't listen. And now it's smacking you in the face. And now it's not just the financial part. It's, guess what? The minute you turned 18 and I could do what I want to do, you created all these bills for yourself because you didn't want to listen. And even when people guided you in the right direction. So some of y'all went to school, they told you what to do, what not to do. You did what they told you what not to do. Because, hey, everybody else can get away with it, but no, you can't. Some others, they told y'all, hey, start conducting yourself like an adult because it's hard out there. And you was like, I'll do what I want to do. Okay. All right. And now, you took leisure over lifestyle. Some of y'all was playing video games. Some of y'all was partying. Some of y'all was kicking it. Some of y'all wanted to travel. Some of y'all, like a lot of y'all, living with your family, living with friends. Y'all just was being irresponsible, and it caught up to you. And what you really burnt out from is trying to catch up from all the bills that you created for yourself. Am I not going to say inflation is a problem? No, it's true. It is. But here's some other stuff about that's a problem. When y'all say you're not having kids, if you're not having kids, you should still have more money than a person with kids. Y'all not making sense. Because basically, you people without kids are having the same struggles as people with kids when y'all in the same age group. That don't make no sense. And some of y'all are making the same amount of money. So that's why people look at people sideways. It's like, bro, you making, I don't know, 50, 60, 70,000. They making 50, 60, 70,000. How are they making it work and you're not? And it's like, okay, you nickel and diming yourself into poverty. And the other thing, I got to get into this one. For you college students, how many times people told you to start paying them student loans early and y'all deferred them and y'all just kept putting it off? And the interest y'all really paying, is because you didn't pay it for years. I'm going to get to it when I get to it. Okay. It started out at 40,000. Now it's at 90. And you're like, what the heck happened? We tried to tell you this. But I'm burnt out. I don't. I know you. You got to get an extra job. You got to get a side hustle. Like I don't even like working. I said, guess what? Nobody really likes it, but you got to do it. And then now we got to get into the other part. Some of y'all came from pretty good families that, like, some of y'all made fun of people when you were teenagers for being broke because your family had more money than them. And now you're a broke adult and it ain't funny now. That's going on too. Y'all was cool when your parents was looking out for you and taking care of you, and you was looking at these other kids and you're poor. Now you poor. Now what? Now people need to feel sorry for you? No, they don't. They don't. That's why some of y'all talk all that stuff about people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. What happened? Why you can't do that for yourself now? Oh, because of this and because of that. And the reason I gotta say it this way is because a lot of y'all came from families that made fun of people, because they weren't well off or they weren't at least middle class. And now it's one of those things where we just gonna act like, oh, now you get it. Oh, okay, now you get it. Interesting. But depending on which racial group you come from and which class you come from, you're gonna get less sympathy. If you came from the upper class or the middle class and you struggling, you're not gonna get that sympathy. You're not. You know, some of y'all parents paid for your car, paid for your schooling, or paid some of it. What are we talking about? Some of y'all played around and life caught up to you, and now, oh man, I'm burnt out. What are you talking about? Everybody wasn't making all the best decisions and doing all the right things. And the reason I say this is because y'all forget we got social media, man. We see y'all on social media wilding out, drinking, partying, doing dope. Y'all got money for y'all got a strange amount of money for stuff you shouldn't have money for if you broke. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what concerns people. Like, damn, how you you broke and you burnt out, but where you get the money for them drugs from? Where you get the money for this alcohol from? See, bro, like when you broke, you mm-mm. A lot of y'all are, and here's the thing. There was a time where when you left your parents' house, your lifestyle dropped, and you had to build your lifestyle up to be on your parents' level or above your parents' level. And what I see right now is a lot of y'all leave your parents' house and you want the exact same lifestyle, and you can't afford that lifestyle, and you try to you put yourself in debt trying to have a certain lifestyle that you can't maintain. And then by the time you're actually out there on your own, the debt of needing all of these frivolous things starts to cripple you. And you want people to feel sorry for you, and people can't. They just can't, you know. And then, we gotta address another elephant in the room. All of this nepotism and this, because a lot of this, I'll say this, it looks that like coming from white America, a lot of this is, I thought white America was going to take care of me, and they didn't. And now it's like, well, what's the problem? And for people like who are black like myself, it's like, bro, you got to get in where you fit in. You got to get it how you live, because obviously this is not set up for us to be successful in it. So when we look at other folks like having a hard time with it, it's like, but it, with y'all were born with advantages. So now you living like our folks were living, like we live, and now it's a problem, and it's an issue. But we don't have the same amount of sympathy for you. It's just not gonna happen. you know, and not to mention, I think a lot of people are suffering because they don't have life skills. It's not just it's called it's money management too, but it's also, how can I say this? Y'all didn't start out with a $30 cooking budget or $50 cook. Because I hear people all the time when they have these little shows on social media and off social media where people, what's your budget for this? And it's like, yo, there is no way you need money for all of that and that amount of money for all of that. It's ridiculous. You got to cut all that stuff out, and people just can't do it for some odd reason. So I think it's hard for people to get uncomfortable. Sometimes, yeah, you gotta pay rent at these apartment complexes. I get it. Go get a janky apartment. We had to do it. you know, if you got roommates, you should be saving money. You can't tell me you got roommates and you're still broke. That don't make sense. But why I'm saying what I'm saying is because, say, I'm like, I'm the last of Gen X, right? And people could, since I'm the last of Gen X, you could say borderline millennial, but I ain't claiming that. But from a person who's like of that age group, I'm looking, I'm like, listen, unfortunately, I hate to tell you this, but you got a whole lot of life left to live. So if you burnt out right now, it's only gonna get worse. This is when you're supposed to actually get on your grind. And I think that's what's concerning the people. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.